well, we're finally here. Doesn't really seem real at the moment, but I'm on Te Araroa Beach, I think it's called. And this is a section where they talk about avoiding high tide, otherwise you'll have to scramble over these rocks. I'm an hour off high tide now. I couldn't really avoid the high tide to get started today, and I've done it on purpose because we are in the afternoon, 12:45 now, 1:45 high tide, but it's going to set me up perfectly for 90 Mile Beach. I should be able to get up every day, do my walking and be in camp before the high tide comes. But I just scrambled over those rocks. I just kept my eye on the waves. Look, there's only a couple little bits. You just waited in between waves and quickly dodged your way across. It was fine, no real problem. I don't know if it's a king tide, but yeah, that's what it's like. That's the rocky outcrop that they talk about. Obviously, low tide, you just walk around the bottom. Well, here we are. Doesn't really seem real to me after 3 years of planning, and it all just started as a bit of a dream, and I thought I'd never ever even be able to attempt the Te Araroa. So I think firstly I want to shout out and thank my wife. And she's agreed to be home alone with the kids for a couple of months, and we've got good neighbours and good friends to support her. But you know, she's putting herself through a lot so I can live my dream. So shout out to my wife. And also when I arrived in Auckland, Eugene, a friend of mine that I went through university with, picked me up at the airport, and his lovely wife Araha cooked me a beautiful meal, put me up for the night, drove me around, sorted out my data and my telecommunications sort of stuff. And then I dropped down and did the river safety course. When I walked in, the trainers were all in the same accommodation as me and realised I was doing the course the next day and invited me out for a meal in Waihi with them all. So that was really nice of them. And then I've come back, and a shout out to my auntie who lives in Auckland, and I said to her, look, I'm going to attempt Te Araroa, and I've got to get up to Cape Reinga. I said, I can get a bus. Well, if you want a bit of a road trip with company one way, take me up there. And she's come with one of her friends as well, but yeah, she's been really good, run me around, helped me get a bit of shopping, and it's been really nice driving up here with her. So I'm just heading down the first stretch of beach now. I've got the little estuary crossing, it's not very deep, and I'll get over the sand dunes. Whether I can get down Twilight Beach with the tide the way it is, I'll see what it's like when I get there. This beach is absolutely fine at high tide. The sand's still pretty hard to walk on, but I'll suss it out when I get there. If I have to hang around in the dunes and relax a little bit, wait for the tide to go down, so be it. I'll see you there, bye. I think this is the first bit where I get my feet wet for the first time. Just got to cross this little creek here, and then you're going to head up this hill. Well, I think this is the last I'll see of Cape Reinga Lighthouse, and if we look over here, it's probably a bit hard to see on the camera. I'll try and point with my finger. Just in there is the end of Twilight Beach, and I'm just going to camp just before that next headland, and over there must be the start of the 90 Mile Beach. You can see the sand dunes just in the background there. Yeah, this is just beautiful, just so untouched. You know, there's just no car access at all. The only way you can get here is by walking, or if you had a boat. And it's so remote up the top end of New Zealand, there's not many people here with boats either, so it's just untouched. Just when I finished the other clip saying there's no car access here, I've been walking along a four-wheel drive track. So this is from Mick Eggstoff and my mate Clint Fox. You'll have to get over here one day. So this is the first real view of Twilight Beach, so just down onto the beach and down to the far end, and that's where the campsite is for tonight. Well, it was a pretty ultra cruisy day today. It was overcast, wasn't too hot, and it was a little bit harder getting over the hill between the two beaches. But it was absolutely perfect weather. I couldn't have hoped for better. I made it to Twilight Camp. There's a few other people here, a couple of South Island guys here, a guy from Alaska, and two people came in quite late. I think they might be a husband and wife or a couple from the Netherlands. There's our shelter at Twilight Beach. That was my tent set up on the soft grass. There's water in the water tank, and the toilets aren't even smelly actually. They're really, really nice. And over here's a couple from Alaska. They just tucked their tent in over there. So I'll try and get a bit of a picture of the sunset. Rookie mistakes. I packed my pack today and did what they taught me at the river safety course and put all my heavy stuff at the bottom, which was my food bag, and then realised I didn't get anything out for lunch, so I had to unpack everything just to get to that. And filtering my water. I didn't realise that I couldn't screw the bottle up tight on the bottom. I was wondering why I had nothing flowing through my water filter, but the gentleman from Alaska, he pointed it out to me. So it's good to have people around that have done it before and teach you. But no, absolutely beautiful, hardly a breath of wind, and the next couple of days is perfect weather. We might have some rain coming on my last day on 90 Mile Beach, but we'll see how it goes. See you in the morning.